do we kill and how do we put to death the desires of the flesh? Has anyone in here ever been on a diet? Raise your hand. Everyone in here has been on a diet. Everyone in here has been on a diet. What do you do when you go on a diet? The first thing that you do. Somebody.
Don't eat. Exercise.
All right. The first thing that you do is you go into your refrigerator and say, hold on a second. There's some things that I got to cut back on, right? You go into your refrigerator. You see eggs. You see bacon. On top of the refrigerator, you see Fruity Pebbles and Lucky Charms, right? So what's the thing that you do? You take all that and you throw it into the garbage. You go into your refrigerator, you take the eggs, you take the bacon, you take the salt, you take the butter, you throw it into the garbage. You go into your cubby, you take the fruit roll-ups, you take the, you guys understand, the cookies, right? So when you go on a diet, you got to kill the desires of your stomach. So you got to cut back on anything that you know that's bad for you. High carbs, pasta, bread, all these things that you know are bad for you. By doing this, you're cutting back because you're on a diet. But guess what happens that first night? You're going to start craving for something sweet. A desire starts to go in because you're killing it slowly. Eventually, 3 or 4 days pass, and what happens? You start getting stronger. You don't crave for these things as much. This is killing the desires of the sweet tooth, right? Starting a diet is hard. Anyone could agree, right? But on the long run, it pays off. So cutting back the desires of the flesh are the same way. How do you cut back the desires of the flesh? Simple. Cutting back on anything that is displeasing to God. So there's going to be certain things you got to stop. There's going to be certain things you got to leave. You can't go to the club no more. You can't drink no more the way you used to drink. You can't drink no more at all because drinking eventually leads you to do things that are unpleasing. There's going to be certain people you got to stop talking to because those certain people are only leading you in the wrong direction. There's going to be certain friends you got to cut because those friends are leading you in the wrong direction. Real simple. There's going to be certain movies you can't watch no more. Why? Because those movies are showing you things that are not edifying your spirit. There's going to be certain music you can't listen to no more. Because that music you're listening to, I'm not saying anybody here, has nothing to do with Christ. As a matter of fact, that music you're listening to is probably provoking you to commit adultery. It's probably provoking you to go to the club. It's probably provoking you to shake your behind. Right? So it's all negative music. And it's not allowing you to live a life full of God. Because that music enters your ear, but those words are like seeds that enter your heart. And you begin, right? I know this because I've experienced it. And then you begin to water that seed. Eventually, that seed is going to grow and produce fruit in your life. I always say this, and I say it to all the guys that I hang with, to the guys. All it takes is one night of fun to destroy your whole life. Yes. That one night could destroy your life. And to the females, one night of fun could destroy your whole life. Could destroy the course of your life forever. Forever. So it's the same way killing the desires of the flesh. You cut back on all these things. At first, it's hard. At first, you're going to want to call those people at night. At first, you're going to want to go to the package store and get a little drink. It's going to happen. Because I went through it. I went through it. But I tell you, on the long run, when you cut back these things, and you do it not because you're honoring Pastor Javier, no, you do it because you're honoring God. Because you want to draw closer to God. And eventually you're going to get strong, just like anything. It's hard at first, like anything else that you do. Like when people start a New Year resolution that they're going to start going to the gym, right? They're going to start going to the gym. What happens? They get into the gym, right? I didn't bring no weights, but I ran, resistance band, right? You get into the gym the first day, like, oh, man. And then 5 minutes later, like, I can't do this no more. My hands are weak, right? But what happens when you continue going to the gym every day? Eventually, you're going to build stamina. You're going to build strength. You're going to build endurance, right? To the point where you're going to, right? And it's going to become easy to you. Why? Because you're exercising. Why? Because you're practicing every day. And the same form, when you exercise the spirit man within you, eventually that spirit man is going to get strong. When you first start going to church, you're like, I don't want to go to church. I'm done with this. I'm done. And you just sit down. You don't clap. You don't do nothing. You're just looking at everybody like this, right? But eventually you keep coming to church. Drag yourself to church. All right? Because it's an investment. Participate in church. Participate. Don't care who's looking at me. If you was able to dance in the club, right? Dance for God. Get crazy for God. This is the day right here where you come to church and you had a long week, right? You know how people be like, I had a long week, I'm going to the club, and they start going crazy, right? They're like, I'm going to let everything out in the club. Like, yeah, you know what I do? When I had a long week at work, I come to church and I start going out for Christ. Like, yeah, I'm letting go of everything. This is what you do. Because if you can do it for the world, why not do it for Christ? Let's do it for Jesus. Let's go all out. If you want to run around, run around. I'll run around. Woo! Let's go all out for Christ. Christ is not boring. Christ is not boring. Legalism is boring. When you go inside legalism churches, they're the ones that are boring. This ain't boring. When the Holy Spirit comes, He sets you free. Sets you free to jump. Sets you free to have fun in Christ. Hallelujah. Glory to Jesus. So as you begin to serve God, as you begin to seek more, even in your house, not just on Sunday or on Wednesdays, but seek Him in your house. Seek Him in the morning. Seek Him at night. Eventually, you're exercising your spirit, and eventually you're going to build spiritual stamina, strength, and endurance to the point where you're going to enjoy church. To the point where you're going to start speaking to everybody about Jesus. Because now you're making it a part of your life. And your life is going to be full of joy and light. Everywhere you go, people are going to be like, wow, you changed. There's something different about you. It's not you, it's Christ in you. His glory is shining